We Predacons forbid you to watch this video if you are under the age of 13. That means you must click the box and exit the video. Yes. But if you continue to watch, it shall avail you not. No. For now the power gauntlet has been cast. Predacons, terrorize!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Input, and in this review I'm going to be taking a look at the upgrade kit for Studio Series 86 Grimlock, and the upgrade kit consists of this sword and some posable hands. So let's dig into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to talk about the sword first because I think this is probably the best part of the upgrade kit. So this is a slight remold of the Masterpiece Grimlock sword, the Hasbro Takara Masterpiece Grimlock sword. It does have a longer handle than the Masterpiece sword. So the Masterpiece sword is here on the left and, you know, obviously new one's on the right. There is a bit of a difference there in size. So obviously this is upscaled from this, but as you can see, the handle itself is a lot longer, and it has this peg system right here that locks into the hand of Grimlock, or the new hand of Grimlock, which is right there, and it goes into the hand like so, and the fingers wrap around it like so. It is a really freaking awesome sword, and if you only want the upgrade kit for the sword, I really don't blame you. I really don't blame you, but the sword is a 5mm peg, and it does fit in the original Grimlock fist hands. So if you want just the sword, then you guys could totally do just the sword, as you guys can see there. But it doesn't go all the way down, so you would have to clip off the sides if you want it to go all the way down. However, the downside to that is with this fist, if you're using the original hand here, this backing plate, this bottom plate right here, whatever you want to call it, actually ends up hitting up against the dino toes right here. Now, what's really cool about this kit is that it is not 3D printed. It is injection molded, which is freaking awesome because I don't see a whole lot of modern day upgrade kits that are injected molded. They're just always 3D printed. So the hands is, I think, what everybody would come to the party for. So you do have these super extremely posable hands, which is really, really awesome. But they come with loads and loads of downsides. So the hands are to scale. They are made for this Grimlock. As you can see, there's his fist right there. And it is about the same size. So it is scaled to Grimlock here. So here's the first downside, is that the peg here, the wrist, whatever, this whole situation here, this hand does not lock into place, and both of them on both sides didn't lock in. So what I ended up doing is just kind of placing it in the white piece right here, in the little wrist piece, and as you can see, it just comes out super easy. But it does have this part right here to kind of help hold it in place. So it slides in. Like I said, I can't get it to lock into place at all. And then it closes. It still transforms perfectly fine. All you do is fold up the fist and rotate it inward like you normally would, and it closes in there just fine. Just like that. So he could still transform, but again, it doesn't lock into place. So you do have the wrist swivel, but it does come out super easy. because, like I said, it won't lock into place, but the side here does hold it in place. So if that doesn't bother you, then great. You know, but it does kind of bother me a little bit because it does get exposed when in dyno mode here. See, so this part ends up on the outside of that transformation, right? So you do run the risk of the hand just popping out while in dyno mode and whatnot. So, but if you guys only want to display him in his robot mode, that's awesome. That's great. So the other downside is that, as you can see, I have to use, for him to hold his gun, I have to use the original fist that came with Hasbro. I can't use the upgraded hand because there is no 5mm anything right here for him to hold the gun with these hands, as you can see. So that's a huge downside to me, because the kit does come with 2 hands, and it's cool that it comes with 2 hands, because if you want him to hold the gun like that and still be able to hold the sword, you guys can get this really cool look with Grimlock where he's just all armored up and he's ready to go kick the crap out of Devastator, right? But it does bother me that you do have to use one hand or the other. One Hasbro hand and then one upgraded hand, right? I feel like there should be a slot or a 5mm port or something, or just at least come with an adapter piece for the hands, because it uses that slot. Just come with an adapter piece so he can hold the gun in either hand as well. Now, the huge downside to this is this. This is what's left of the other hand. So, as you can see, every finger on here has broken off. And I do have a pile of finger leftovers here. So, it is an extremely fragile piece, okay? So basically what happened here is that I was trying to push it onto the peg, and as I was pushing it, my thumb slipped. My thumb slipped and basically ripped off all the fingers because I was pushing so hard to get it to lock into place. I didn't realize that it wouldn't lock into place, right? Like, I was under the impression that this would lock into place, and I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And then, so after this happened, I just set this one in there and just closed it like I showed you guys earlier, so he could at least hold the sword the way that he's supposed to hold it. Now, I did contact the eBay seller, and I did tell him what happened, and they are sending me a replacement hand. But truthfully, I don't think I'm going to need the replacement hand, because I want my Grimlock to be able to hold his gun and his sword. And like I showed you guys earlier, I don't think that, you know, he wouldn't be able to hold both at the same time if I use both upgraded hands. So, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much all I really got to say with this kit, guys. I'll be right back with final thoughts. So, final thoughts on the kit. I think that it's a really, really good idea to have posable hands for this Grimlock. Because this might even be a masterpiece stand-in for a lot of people, because he is a really good figure. Obviously, he doesn't have the weight of Masterpiece, and he does look a lot different than the Masterpiece version. But I think that the sword is really cool, because it is injection molded, it's not 3D printed. It does fit with Grimlock here, and I absolutely love the Masterpiece sword design here. So I really don't hate this look for the sword, and I do like the fact that the sword does fit in the stock Hasbro hand. However, the downside to the sword is that it doesn't fit all the way, right? So I guess that's the kind of give and take here. But if you guys really only wanted the sword, you guys could get a Masterpiece sword off of eBay or wherever, and the Masterpiece sword fits a lot better into Grimlock's fist anyway. It's not as tight, so you know, wouldn't have to do any surgery on the sword in order for it to fit properly or anything else. So and it does go down to the hilt on the fist. So there's that as well. And honestly, the snapping of the hand and the hands not locking into the, I guess, the post, whatever it is right there. That's really one of the biggest issues is that, and then also the gun not being compatible with these hands is an issue as well. I would say truthfully, and as you see just now with me kind of messing with it, one of the fingers popped off. The fingers do pop back in. You can see the little bitty divot right there. They do pop back in, but they're not pinned together. So, but I would say, truthfully, I'm not really impressed with the kit. I would definitely say buyer beware. If there's an aspect to this that you like, then by all means knock yourself out. You know, the sword and all that stuff. See, the finger just pops back on. But yeah, so if there's an aspect to it that you like, by all means go for it. But yeah, I just feel like there's too much negative here for the kit for it to really be any good. You know, like I'll say the hand breaking is, you know, I'll put the blame on me for that one. And I do, like I said, I do have a replacement hand coming. So, but the fact that I can't use the gun with the upgraded hands, and the hands that the wrists don't lock into place, it just, yeah, I feel like even though it is injection molded, this kit is very much so a miss. So yeah, if you guys want the kit, like if there's something here that you see that you do like about it, awesome. But I would say definitely, you know, kind of know what you're getting into with this kit. So yeah, I guess that'll do it for this review. As always, guys, stay safe. Love all you guys out there, and I'll see you next video. And as always, cut it out. Later.